Coming to you from the Ultra Staff Studios in Chicago, welcome to the Staffing Buzz Network with your host, Bob Petke.
Ladies and gentlemen, staffing people, Ultra Staff Edge users, got a fact for you. Ultra Staff users unite. EDGEovation is sweeping the nation. I am going to invite you to come and experience our innovation at EDGEovation on April 21st at the Drury Lane Theater. Again, on April 21st, you can even stay a couple of days and attend the Midwest Staffing Conference at the exact same location, which is a doozy. When you're at EDGEovation, you will be able to attend breakout sessions, keynote speaking sessions, and visit with some of our premier Ultra Staff Edge partners. Speaking of partners, on today's episode, we're going to sit down with 3 of those valued partners to learn more about what they do and how they can help your business and how we work with them. So without wasting any time, we're going to bring our first person up to the show stage. And I want to introduce today's first guest, Mike Bankhead from AccuSourceHR. Mike is the Vice President of Strategic Alliances. Mike, my friend, welcome to the Staffing Network.
Yeah, thank you, Bob. I'm glad to be here and excited to be a part of EDGEovation.
Hey, we're glad to have you here, brother. It's good to see you again. You know, as we get started, why don't you tell us a little bit about AccuSourceHR and your involvement in the staffing industry?
Sure. AccuSourceHR has actually been in business since 1999, and we have around 1,200 staffing clients that we service annually. We have really worked to build our reputation in that industry, not only from being customer first, but also really just being a company that has put operational practices in place that really gives our clients a feeling that they are being successful in their onboarding of candidates through integrations, and through our operational processes that provide that service in a quick and efficient way. Now, we really made a hard push into the staffing industry in 2014, and we've continued to kind of grow from there. We had somewhat of a staffing lineup prior to that, but really in 2014 is when we really started pushing into that industry. You know, and as an organization, we are really focused on ensuring best practices for our staffing clients. Within the background check industry, staffing is notorious for, wanting to, get the fastest background check possible. So sometimes there might be a desire to, do the minimum, but we really focus on the compliance. We really focus on best practices. We have conversations with companies that we feel just want to do the minimum and encourage them to maybe do a little bit step up so that they're protected and that we provide the best background checks possible for them as they are looking to hire their individuals.
So again, and it sounds like you kind of alluded to that already, talking about the value that you bring. There's other companies that do this, Mike, you know it and I know it. What's the value that you bring in? And maybe it is the fact that you're really making sure that those background checks are right. I want to give you a chance to double click on that and give us a little bit more information on the value that you bring to the staff.
Sure, yeah. The value that we bring is really simple. It's boiled down to a few key factors that really help us to be competitive and bring value to those companies that we service. In our industry, when companies are looking for services, especially in staffing, it really boils down to customer service, turnaround time, and pricing. So from a customer service perspective, we have about a 98% client retention rate, which is an outstanding client retention rate. Within our customer service department, we have service level expectations that has been set by our CEO that we answered 95% of calls answered live. So companies that call in will get an immediate response with somebody that knows what they're doing. We're currently in the last rolling 90 days sitting at about 96% of those calls answered live. Now, for for the staffing industry and for our staffing clients, this is a huge key, because one of the biggest complaints that we get constantly are lack of responsiveness from a background check company that they're currently with. And so that's prompted them to move and look for somebody new. And they need to get things resolved quickly. They need to be able to move forward, and we don't hold them back from doing that with that 95% of calls answered live. Also, with our ticketing system, we get responses back within 2 hours and a resolution within 6. That's always the goal. From the turnaround time perspective, we utilize the technology that's available. We're always continually working to enhance that technology to ensure fast delivery. And we also couple that with a team that is solely focused on the quality assurance piece, and making sure that every report that is reviewed and returned is accurate, and there's not going to be any issues with dealing with any of those inaccuracies. And the last one is pricing. Obviously, pricing comes into play often, right? And everybody is budget conscious, and we understand that. We utilize a volume-based pricing model that's always competitive when we're pitted against our competition. We're not a company, though, that will race to the bottom. We don't want to be one of those that's going to provide inadequate database searches, old data, et cetera. What we want to do is provide our pricing, which is competitive across the board. But we also want to ensure that companies understand the intangibles of the hands-on customer service, the white glove service, and the operational practices that have really been designed to keep our clients moving forward so that they don't have to wait on any delays.
No, great stuff, right? And it's just some things that differentiate you from the rest, and having a deliverable, definitely being able to be price conscious when somebody's choosing, you as their partner. You probably don't win business on price, but the fact that you've got these aggressive pricing modules definitely does not hurt.
Yeah, we definitely we win on price, and we win because of the intangibles. So it's kind of both and. So yeah. Yep.
Even better. So hey, Mike, you've been partnered with us for a while. Let's talk about our partnership. For example, how long have we been partnered together? And talk a little bit about our relationship, if you could.
Yeah, we've been partnered since 2021, and we built the first integration with UltraStaff Edge, and we actually recently just built a new integration when we moved all of our clients to our proprietary platform, and that's where all of our clients are going to live now. And having our own platform is just another value add for ABD clients and users of UltraStaff Edge. It provides us the ability to be agile and do customized requests when they come from customers based on their needs. And so, working with ABD and the UltraStaff Edge platform has definitely been a good choice for clients to consider, because of the fact that we are willing to do those things that are needed. ABD is responsive to those needs as well. So really, from a partnership perspective, I feel like we've really worked well to meet those custom demands that some partners have. Now, and also within our organization, we do support the light industrial staffing, and as well as the healthcare staffing side, which obviously aligns with ABD's growth in both of those staffing verticals. And our sales and account management team, we actually have alignment in verticals. So we have people that work in transportation and sell into healthcare, but we also have a team that focuses on light industrial staffing, healthcare staffing. And so we provide experts to walk alongside those ABD clients and ensure that when they come to us, we're providing the best information possible that they need, not only to consider what it looks like to be in that relationship with us and ABD and utilizing UltraStaff Edge, but also just understanding that they're getting two quality companies that are willing to work together to provide the best service possible for their clients.
Great. Mike, I've got basically two questions rolled up into one. Let's talk about your sponsorship of EDGEovation, and more specifically, what are you looking forward to about EDGEovation, and why should attendees stop by your booth?
Well, one thing that I really appreciate year over year are these client type conferences, because I think it definitely gives the ability to have some very meaningful conversations with clients, with prospects. It also gives the ability to to see clients come and interact with their peers and hear from the technology provider. So we're really looking forward to not only support ABD in this effort, but also to interact with the clients that we currently have, but also some that might be looking for our services. Now, obviously, being able to stop by our booth will give us the chance to have some of those intentional conversations that you might not have at a larger conference where there's just a lot of traffic going by and people that aren't really necessarily engaged. Stopping by our booth will allow us to talk about the background check challenges that they're having, understand our consistent service model, our expertise in the staffing industry and our differentiators, but also gives us the opportunity to talk about the integration and how it can really help facilitate the work that they need to do day in and day out as one of the best integrations in the industry.
Mike, as we wrap up this particular segment, anything else that's on the horizon for AccuSourceHR? Any kind of final thoughts that you want to share?
Yeah, we are always looking to develop new technologies, and the one thing that we're always focused on is what is the best for our clients and in their client experience that they have with us. And so one of the things that we're working on over the last couple of years, we've rolled out identity validation, which has been used quite a bit by healthcare staffing. And even some light industrial, because when you're hiring some of these that are remote, or even if they're in office, the ID validation gives the ability for companies to ensure that who they're hiring is the person that's sitting in front of them or on a call and doing an interview, and that's the same person that's going to show up for work, no bait and switch. But later this year, we're actually really excited about releasing what is going to be called our monitoring hub. And this is going to allow continuous monitoring services for criminal, for healthcare sanctions, for motor vehicle, and for social media. So for the staffing industry, these services are going to provide a peace of mind post-hire. We currently offer them, but the monitoring hub will be a very client-centric hub to be able to come and add people to those monitoring services, remove people. You don't have to use all of them. You can use one or all, but especially in industries like highly regulated industries like healthcare. That's where these healthcare sanction searches, criminal monitoring, those types of things will definitely come into play and be of value to staffing clients.
That's about 10 minutes with Mike Bankhead from AccuSourceHR. We're going to get more time with him at EDGEovation, April 21st. Mike, thanks for being here. Hold tight. We're going to bring you in for the grand finale, but a lot of information there. Make sure you get a chance to go see Mike when you're at EDGEovation. It's going to be a sensation where we're going to talk about a lot of innovation. It's going to be sweeping the nation. Mike, thanks for being here.
Thanks very much, Bob. Appreciate it.
You bet. So there, Mike's message. He's a good partner, good resource. They do a good job. Former staffing guy, you need those background checks done. You need them done in a hurry, and you need them. You not only need them quick, but you need them accurate and fast. And so make sure that when you, for those of you that are coming, and for those of you who are on their way because you haven't registered yet, and we're going to show you how to register for that. We're going to get you there, and we'll take care of the rest. So we're going to continue on here, and here at ABD Ultra Staff Edge, we have partnered with Corporate Technologies Group to bring Dialpad to the table. And our next guest is Dan Ring. Yeah, we're talking about phones, talking about Ring. He's heard them all. He's done this for a long time. I'll give him a chance to talk about that. But Dan Ring is their regional channel manager. Dan, welcome to the Staffing Buzz Network.
Bob, pleasure to be here. We're so glad to be a new partner.
How long have you been doing this? Because we talked about it pre-show. Dan Ring, what a heck of a name to have in a telephone service.
Well, let's just say at least 3 decades. I've been selling telephone systems because, as I said before, I was not smart enough to be a jeweler. So um, I'm selling telephone systems.
So looks like you're in the right spot. And with that being said, let's talk a little bit more about your company and the involvement with the staffing industry. I'll let you kind of bridge some of the gaps there and kind of take us there.
Sure. Our founders built the first iteration of Google Voice, and about 15 years ago, spun out of Google with that data heritage, right? And they wanted to build a better cloud-based phone system. So part of what makes us unique is we bring meetings and voice conversations and messaging, texting all together in one platform. But our uniqueness is that we transcribe every call and every meeting. So voice conversations become data that can be analyzed, that can be reported on, that can be memorialized forever, data conversations that can, or data points that can be acted on. And it's all our own native technology. We own all the AI. We don't outsource to anyone. And staffing and recruiting is a key vertical for us. We're proud to work with some of the largest staffing companies in the world, like Randstad, Express Employment, Spherion, and others. We're up to about 1,500 employees now, and we're global. We do business on every continent.
And all of those companies, they need an ATS and CRM. So we at UltraStaff Edge are glad to be partnered with you guys.
Yep.
Let's talk about that partnership. I know how long have we been doing this together? And let's talk about what you bring to the table for these folks specifically.
Yeah, so we've been partnered together for about 6 months. We have a rather rigorous process of vetting third-party software providers into the Dialpad platform. You guys passed with flying colors, did everything necessary to do it. It was a very speedy process, one of the faster ones that I've ever seen. Your competence showed at every turn. So in staffing, Bob, I'm not a staffing expert, but I think the speed is everything, right? And so Dialpad does various things like AI recaps, real-time transcriptions, so that at the end of every phone call, we hand an AI-generated recap of that 10 or 15-minute phone call off to your API so that you can upload it.
Yep.
So as a salesperson or as a recruiter, I don't have to take time to type that out. And then I can post a link to that entire transcript so that anytime I want, I can get back to that. And then we have other services, like one that I love is called AI Playbooks. So let's say you're a recruiter. You have 10 questions that the employer wants you to ask on that particular call. Those 10 questions pop up where you can see them. As they are asked and answered, it checks off so that I know it's done and I've met all the requirements. And then now the transcript is perfectly laid out exactly like the client wanted it to be laid out. And you can read a transcript way faster than you can listen to a call recording, right? I mean, if you ever listen to call recording, it's at 1.5 speed. It is a soul-sucking exercise versus I've got this transcript. I'm going to drill into a couple important paragraphs. Yes, I want to talk to this person. So hopefully we're really reducing that time to fill through automating processes, right?
Insight and staffing, and for those UltraStaff Edge users who know this already, time kills deals on the sales side,
Yep.
equally on the recruiting side, and making points of contact with people, your clients in the context there. So yeah, if you're able to expedite that process and create a automated mechanism to make that happen, it's something that people definitely need to consider. So, with that in mind, you're one of our sponsors. You're valued. That's why we've got you here. And let's talk about what you are looking forward to as far as your sponsorship at EDGEovation, and why specifically should people stop and see you?
So we have a shared mission with you, right? We want to make the customer's workflow as frictionless as possible. How do we do that? How do we put time back in their day, right, Bob? I mean, how do we make people's lives easier with Dialpad's business intelligence that we're providing and some of the automation that you and I have created together, right? Really, really important stuff. So I'm looking forward to connecting with innovators who want to shape the future of recruitment. I'm not an expert in recruitment, but I can talk about communications and automation all day long. So how can we partner together to create that frictionless world? So we're going to be demonstrating some features that are designed to solve daily problems, real AI stuff. You know, I've read reports where 70% of AI projects have failed in the last year. All of ours succeed because we don't try to boil the ocean. We take bite-sized business problems and use AI to automate them to create those bite-sized bullets just to advance things one step at a time. So I'm looking forward to having those conversations with clients.
Makes sense. Well, we're excited to have you there, right? And you're going to get to talk to, these are people, these are Ultra Staff Edge users. So, you've got an exclusive audience, and, I am going to encourage people to stop by and visit you. With that in mind, as we kind of wrap up this segment with you, anything on the horizon or any kind of final thoughts that you want to share?
So we're going to make a major announcement in March about our agentic AI, the agentless stuff. So you guys will be coming in right behind that.
Coming in hot.
And what we're talking about is how can that AI agent automate redundant tasks, redundant workflows, so that real people can handle those things that only real people can handle, right? Because that's where we close deals, on those relationships, not taking down meaningless details. So how can you use an AI agent to automate some of those workflows to free your people up to close more deals? So I'm really looking forward to having those conversations with your clients, Bob.
And I'm glad you're here. Good segment. Hold on tight. We're going to bring you in for the finale as well. But we'll look forward to talking to you here in a little bit, and we'll see you again in April.
All right. Thanks, Bob.
Thanks. That Dialpad integration that UltraStaff Edge has is phenomenal. From the auto note taking, for the ability to take calls in with the caller ID features and functions, clicking on links, getting right to a candidate or a contact screen. Man, doing things in staffing, and Dan mentioned it, it's all about time, right? You got to be quick. Time can kill a deal. And, with that expedited process through the utilization of that tool, definitely somebody you want to go ahead and see when you're at EDGEovation. So that's going to lead us to our next guest. So we've got our final guest. I will say, last but not least, I won't say save the best for last because I know this guy. It'll go right to his head. But we're going to bring in our next guest, Chris White from Hooray Health. Chris is the director. Let me try that again. Chris is the director of strategic consulting. Chris, my friend, welcome to the Staffing Buzz Network.
Listen, just about any title you want to give me is fine. I'll answer to just about anything as long as it doesn't rhyme with Bass Bowl.
Okay, how about dad? I know you're a dad.
I am one of those, and I happen to be a master of parental puns, and I'm excited to be here on the Staffing Buzz Network, and it ties in nicely because just yesterday we went to a local beekeeper and bought a dozen bees because we were trying to do some pollination in our garden. But when we got home and opened the box, there were actually 13 in the box. Turns out we got a freebie.
You got a freebie. The baker's dozen. I love it. I love it. No, and I think people, people are going to stop by, but they can expect more of that. But, it's actually, you're almost all business, right? You're almost all business. And, we've got a real nice partnership with you, Chris, and we're so excited to have you at EDGEovation. Let's talk about Hooray Health. Let's talk about, your involvement in the staffing industry.
Thank you, Bob. First of all, seriously, for being part of not only the Staffing Buzz here with getting to let folks know more about what's coming at EDGEovation, but also talking about our partnership that we have together. And I've been part of the staffing industry for 16 years now. Started way back when and have seen quite a bit in the space. Hooray Health in existence, wrapping up our 10th year, doing staffing for a little over 6 of those years now. So plenty of background in the staffing space, and Hooray Health is a benefit solution that is designed and geared for those external employees, those people that you're placing out on assignment, who, of course, we don't have business if we don't have people to place out on assignment, those candidates. So we are a benefit solution that is designed for those candidates.
So as you talk about that and bringing that benefit, when I think of benefit, I also think of value. And so besides the actual benefit term, now talk about the value that you're bringing to the staffing community. What is it that's making you different?
So really, for those of you who have been in the industry for a while, there have been medical offerings that have been made to temporary employees for decades now. People in the space who have offered and had very similar offerings. It's been very similar in the space for a few decades now. And really, the offerings have always been the type that work well for carriers, that they make work for staffing companies, and the employees, you kind of get what it is that's available to you. Whereas with Hooray Health, we were actually built from the member up. How do we create and generate a member experience that is going to create more retainable employees, that stickiness that we're looking for people to stay on assignment, by giving them a quality benefit solution, making it work for the staffing industry as a whole, and then finding the right carrier partner that embraced our vision. So I think taking that bottom-up approach has really allowed us to be different and be a disruptor in a space that you've really kind of had the old saying that they have where Henry Ford said, you can have any color you want as long as it's black. And that's the way it's been for a long time for benefits for temporary staffing employees, was there was one particular type of benefit at a certain price point without any real innovation around it. And we're excited to be a disruptor in the space.
Yeah, and we're excited to have you as a sponsor. And as you know, as being part of the sponsorship of EDGEovation, what is it you're looking forward to about EDGEovation, and why should attendees stop by and see you?
Well, I'll answer the latter question very simply. I promise every single person who comes by the booth, you will receive a dad joke that you will have never heard before in your entire life. I promise you. Even if I have to go through the entire Rolodex, I will make sure that you hear one that you've never heard before. I promise.
Clever. I like that. Clever. Haven't heard that one yet.
Yeah, so that'll be for every single person that stops by. But I would say for everybody who's attending, whether we are vendors who are there in partnership with ABD, whether you are a client of ABD, one of the things that I hope we all get from being there, we can't tap dance around it. 2025 was a difficult year for the staffing industry, a lot of companies. So I think it gives us an opportunity to be able to get together and feel like we're not alone in this difficult industry. It's hard for us, even with, we have friends that are in other industries, to help them understand the unique challenges and complexities that we have in the staffing space. So to have the opportunity for us to gather together, to commiserate, to hear new ideas, to find out what the latest and greatest is that helps improve your business, it's energizing, it's refreshing, and it helps us get 2026 off to the start that we're all looking for. So even before you climb into the business side of things, where you hear about all the new companies, come in with an open mind, looking to be refreshed when you come to the conference, because we can all use that here early in 2026 after what we had in 25. So at the very least, come in, and I think that'll be a huge benefit of being at the conference. Again, whether you're on the vendor side, whether you're a client of UltraStaff Edge, it doesn't matter. We can all use that.
Absolutely. As we conclude this segment, Chris, and I'm excited to hear some dad jokes, not going to lie. Hey, let me ask you, did you hear one about the 3 eggs?
No, I did not.
Too bad.
Love it.
I got you, brother.
Love it.
Hey, as we conclude, anything else you wanted to share? Anything you want to announce? Any kind of final thoughts?
So, I mean, really, as far as announcements go, again, excited to chat with folks at the conference to let them know more as it relates to our integration that we have with UltraStaff Edge and working with the team there at ABD. So excited to be able to do that when we're there at the conference. But just reiterating, if you're on the, pardon the pun, but if you're on the edge about coming, it's so important that you do so, because why on earth would you partner with a great company like ABD, have a product like UltraStaff Edge, and not get everything that you can out of it and truly milk that relationship? Because there are so many products. You've heard of a great couple here with AccuSource and with Dialpad as well, that there are so many companies that you may not even realize can help boost your business. So you need to be there. You need to show up, come with your ears on, and truly interact with everybody there, especially the vendors, and ask them that important question: what can you specifically do to improve my business in 2026 and beyond? And be open to hearing what they have to say. And I guarantee you're going to leave with some great ideas and some great new partners to be able to get integrated to help boost your staffing company as well.
Chris, I'm glad you're here. We had a star-studded cast today, and Chris, we're going to see you here in a minute, because I'm going to bring everybody on for the finale. But I'm going to wrap some things up before I do that, so hold on tight. 3 great guests, right? 3 super solid guests that we had, and all adding tremendous value to help you do the things that you're going to do best, right? You do need some tools to help you get positions filled quicker, to make sure that the people you're putting into the positions have the right background and qualifications. And then you also want to make sure that they have the right benefits too. You want to make your offer to them something that's appealing. And I think with the 3 of them there, and there's more to come, right? These are not just the 3 that we're going to have, but these are 3 valued partners that we're glad and excited to have here. Just 3 more reasons why you want to make sure that if you haven't done so already, that you go ahead and get signed up to come to EDGEovation. But we'll talk more about the details on how to do that if you haven't done so already. But Jennifer, let's bring the 3 guests back on, because I got a question I got to ask of each of them. So, are you guys ready for this one?
Hit me with it.
All right, let's go.
Well, look, here you guys all are. You guys did a heck of a job here today. We're so glad to have you here. Thank you. Thank you for this time. We're grateful to partner with you. But I'm going to ask the question. The last question is going to be the same question for the 3 of you, and I can repeat it if you need to, and I'll call on you individually to respond. As a partner in this industry, I'm sure you guys are very familiar with different types of user conferences like this one. We've got some folks that haven't signed up yet. They're busy. They might not have been able to open up their emails yet, or for some reason or other, they're just kind of waiting. They're going to be watching this. This is to get them to come to the event. What is one reason why you think it's important? I'll start with you. I'll start from Chris. We'll work the reverse way. Chris, why do you think it's important, if you're not enrolled already as an Edge user, that you make sure you attend this?
I would answer that question with a question if somebody were to ask me that. Why are you using UltraStaff Edge? You're using it because you find it to be a best-in-class product that is able to address the needs that you have as a staffing organization here in 2026. If you believe that to be true, why wouldn't you want to maximize it as much as you possibly can, both from not only an integrated vendor standpoint, but from an amazing keynote and speaker standpoint, who's not only going to assist you with ways to be able to use UltraStaff Edge even better, but things that you're going to be able to take back to your sales team, things you're going to be able to take back to your operations team to help improve what you're doing as an organization. It's all about maximizing what we can, and there's no better way to do that than by being at EDGEovation.
I love that answer. And, we're going to have our best and brightest people from our team there. We're going to be conducting our own breakout sessions. So we're going to have keynote speakers. I'll double click on that a little bit later. But Chris, thanks for your candor and your response in that. And I'll go right back to the middle. Dan, I'll ask you the same question. You're familiar with these conferences. Why should people who haven't signed up yet, why should they sign up?
Well, I completely agree with Chris and would summarize it like this. Software is only as good as the strategy behind it. You write great software, Bob, but that software is useless unless you have a strategic vision on how to use it, and unless you have some real proven tactics to put that into practice to meet your business objective. So this is a great opportunity to talk to other innovators, talk to you guys, talk to Chris and Mike as well about best practices and how to improve your own strategy. I mean, what a great opportunity to leverage that software investment that you've made, because software is not cheap. Our stuff is not cheap. So maximize it, leverage it to the max.
Absolutely. Let's leverage this opportunity as an edge user to come in, maximize its potential, and not actually maximize your opportunities to partner with companies like Hooray Health, AccuSourceHR, getting involved with Dialpad as well. Mike, the question, I've seen you at different conferences, of course, of time, so I know you're a savvy, seasoned veteran at these things. Why do you think people who haven't signed up as edge users need to make sure they get out there?
Well, Chris and Dan pretty much summed it up already, but I'll steal a little bit from each of them. But I think that the biggest thing to note is, you not only have the ability to come and connect with other industry professionals, which I think is important for any of these companies to be able to come in and talk about what's working for them, maybe and compare notes on how things are happening for their individual business. But I think also getting an opportunity to learn more about UltraStaff Edge and improvements that are coming, the strategy around growth and what the expectation is. I think EDGEovation is going to bring all those things out, and the opportunity to connect with industry partners like Dialpad, like AccuSourceHR, like Hooray Health, I think is another intangible, because I said earlier, those intentional conversations that you can have at a user conference like this are really invaluable, because I think you're going to attendees are going to be able to find that they can learn more from each one of those vendors. They can learn more from ABD and UltraStaff Edge about how best to utilize each component to better their operations and their business.
Mike, thanks for your insight. Again, you guys went 3 for 3. I couldn't agree with you more. And again, great messages. This is just kind of a little teaser of what they can see and get when they come and see you at the booth. And we look forward to seeing you there, guys. So thanks for being here with us on the Staffing Buzz Network.
Our pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you, Bob.
See you soon. April 21st, EDGEovation 2026. It's in Oak Brook, Illinois. It's at the Drury Lane Theater. It's free. Doesn't cost you anything. Just got to get yourself here, and we will do the rest. You're going to be in great hands. You're going to rub shoulders with people at other organizations that are like-minded, who are UltraStaff Edge users. You're going to get a chance to visit with our valued partners. If you have not registered, what are you waiting for? And you can register. You can go to abd.net. You could also register. Check your inbox. We're sending out stuff to you anyway. I know some of that stuff gets buried. Do we have a QR code that we can share with them? We're going to put a QR code on the screen here for you as well. Get on that QR code. Get yourself registered. I will be there. We've got our best and brightest team to go ahead and share, some of the latest and greatest innovation technology that we have. We're going to have some really good breakout sessions. You're going to see where we are with the AI technology and some of the things that we're doing as far as having AI profiles built for candidates and clients, and being able to use AI technology to see what your success probability is on somebody turning over or not. I'm just going to stop there. Come see us April 21st. Also, remember, right after that is the Midwest Staffing Conference, which is one of the biggest and best conferences, regional conferences in the country. And if you need more information, we can get you registered for that as well. So with that said, thank you to our guests today, and thanks for watching us on the Staffing Buzz Network. Get registered. We'll see you on April 21st. Thanks.